Hello, hello, hello. Now that we are in second week of January, I am wondering how many of you are still sticked with your New Year's resolution. As I said earlier, I don't personally believe in resolution because I think change can happen at any given moment. If you look at right now as a new moment and start practicing something new, it's a new change, new pattern. But I also see the value of a reset to the brain. So with new day, new week, new month, new year, it's subconsciously create this illusion that we are beginning something, and people tend to have more energy and more focus when they assume that, or when they go through something new. Um, so so in that regards, I bet new resolution is helpful, and to kind of help you out with how you can stick with your new resolutions. I would recommend to look at the overall goal as a long-term plan instead of like, small-term goals. But that being said, I was recently listening to a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's a fairly short book. I listened to it, within like 6, 7 hours, so it's not very long. And also, the chapters themselves are nicely, I would say, nicely divided, so you can pay attention or focus to only one chapter at a time. And I have few takeaways from this book. I mean, I have a lot of insights and a lot of different things I could note, but just to kind of give you an overview of this book itself and how it can help you to stick with your resolution or any build up any new habit. So, uh, one of the things with the which James started with is that tiny habits make big difference, and this is so obvious. Yet, a lot of people, including myself, fail to recognize this at times. So think about something which, if you could have changed 10 years back, how much of a difference that would have made in your life today. So let's just say 10 years back, if you could have got yourself into reading a book a month, right? One book per month, that would have uh, that would have gained you so much knowledge that you would have read 120 books in past 10 years, and just sticking with that one habit could have changed the trajectory of your life altogether. Likewise, the tiny habits which you take today could make a big difference in near future. So if you start reading a book per month, in 5 years time you will how you would have read like 60 books. So it's amazing how a tiny habit can make a huge difference in long term. And that also helps you to evolve your identity. Right now, I see that a lot of nations, and in fact, a lot of people too, are going through this identity crisis. People tend to recognize themselves as, citizen of a particular nation, or um, devotee of a particular religion, or based on their gender, based on their sex, based on their work, based on however they draw meaning into their life. So this identity is the core of an individual, right? So when you start uh, working on new habits, that also evolves your identity altogether. So not just habits change identity, but it's also other way around. The identity change habits as well. So if I identify as, or not why if, Since I identify myself as a stand-up comedian, I tend to work on materials, and for that I need to take away some time, or I need to uh, figure out how I can write new material. And likewise, it goes for anything which you are doing. So, depending on how you identify, your behavior changes, and depending on your behavior, your identity changes. And these two are very closely knitted. So, definitely having more focused session with yourself, like meditation, can help you to reiterate what identity you want to adopt in the future and what behaviors could lead you there. And likewise, what identity you currently identify with and what behaviors uh, will be advantageous to your current identity. So it goes both ways: habit shape identity, and in some sense, identity shape habits. Uh, the author James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, have four different categories how you can change your habits. So the first thing which he mentioned is to make it obvious. So if you want to change any habit, or if you want to learn new habit, then make it very obvious. And there are plenty of ways how you can go about that. One of the best way to do is to change your environment. So um, if you want to build your body, if you want to get a healthier lifestyle, then make it obvious. So go to go to a gym. It's pretty obvious, right? And that will also change the environment. And even if you just go to the gym and work out maybe like for 2 minutes or come back, or even if you don't work out, but if you take that uh, effort to go to the gym and then come back, if that's the whole thing you want to do, just go to the gym, spend a couple minutes there and come back. If that's your thing, that's perfect. That's better than not going to the gym for sure. And that make it even uh, more helpful, because you might go to gym for a week, but on day 8 you might want to spend more than 2 minutes, more than 5 minutes. And this is one of the example from the book, by the way. So it's one of the insightful point. Like if you want to make your body better, go to a gym. Even if you don't gonna if even if you're not gonna spend a lot of time there, but that will create this mindset that you will do what you said you would do. So that will create a ripple effect. But at the very least, on day 8 or on day 31 or on day 89, you will stick you will be in the gym for more than 2 minutes, and that will be a new level within your habit. So by changing the environment, by changing the situation, you can create new habit. Or actually, by making it obvious, you can create new habit. And when you go to a gym more frequently, then that's creating a new environment. And when you meet and interact with different people there, that will help you to become more motivated to stick to the path of making your life healthier. One of the other thing how you what you could do to make it obvious is to pair your habit. So if you want to not just build your body but also have a healthier meal, then pair it together. Like make a smoothie and then go to gym and do it together. So automatically, next time when you make a smoothie or when you buy a smoothie, you will automatically tend to go towards gym. So pair your habits, and that will help you to formulate those two habits or three habits, depending on, well, pair is technically two, but uh, uh, combining these multiple habits will create a sort of I would say, like, all those two or three habits will help each other. So you will subconsciously start doing the second habit once you start doing the first habit. And I'm being very generic here, but like I said in earlier, just if you pair up your workout sessions with healthy eating, then one can trigger the other. So if you're going to gym, then automatically pair it with eating healthy, or if you're drinking healthier smoothie, for an example, and pair it with the gym, so that will definitely help you. The second way, or the second step to build a good habit is to make it attractive. So make any habit attractive. And you can do it in a multiple way. You can do it by connecting with more people who are actually on the path to make change or similar change within their lives. So going back to the same example, so if you're going to gym, then pair up with some accountability partner, and that will help you to stay consistent with that habit. And in some sense, you guys are my accountability partner for meditation. This is one of the reasons why I started streaming it online, because I observed that when I stream my live sessions, my live meditation sessions, it becomes kind of sort of easier for me to practice it every single day, even though I fall short pretty much most of the time. But um, the point being, when you create this accountability group of some sort, then it will make adapting to the habit more easier. And uh, one of the other things you can do is use the psychology which is in your favor, such as loss averse, right? So we tend to frown more on the money we lose than the money we make. This is human psychology, and you can take advantage of that. So one of the examples from the book directly is that this one dude who wanted to lose his weight, so he got in a contract with his personal trainer and his wife. And the contract was, if he, let's just say, don't eat healthy food that day, then he'll um, pay $50 to his trainer, or give $50 to his wife so she can shop or whatever she want to use it for. So that kind of sort of built his motivation to stick with the program, because when you're tend to lose something, you actually have this motivation to actually do something about it. So if you have to pay $100 or 100 or 1,000 rupees or whatever equivalent, right? Name an amount, and if you would pay that amount, if you don't complete a task, then it's very likely that you will complete that task in order to not pay that money. So loss averse is very powerful strategy, and it will make the change super attractive. The third step in the book is to make your habit easy. And you can do it in plenty of ways. So definitely look up for least effort. So we all tend to, or most of us at least, in counting me in, tend to choose the action which is of least effort. And if you that's again one of the other human psychology. So best way to kind of embed a new habit is to make it of least effort. So if I want to go to gym every single day, the least effort would be to have my gym bag ready, my gym clothes ready, and one of the other strategy I heard from so many other podcasts and other people is that they sleep in their gym clothes. So the moment they get up, they are already ready to go. So that already builds that momentum which you would need to go to gym. Likewise, you can do different variations of that. If your goal is to eat healthy, then you can either take, if you're making your own food, then take out all the ingredients of that healthier food and leave it, where you can see, so that the first thing you do when you go in the kitchen to cook, you have the healthier ingredients right in front of you. So you're minimizing the effort you need to stay in the habit. the one of the way to look at it is to uh, to create this mindset where you don't want to miss out on anything more than twice. So my cousin told me this and told me this, statement, idiom, whatever, long time back, to not miss out anything two times in a row. So basically, if I plan to go to gym today and tomorrow, and if I missed out on going today for some reason, then don't miss out on repeating that. Don't miss out twice. So walk slowly towards the goal, but never backward, because even a smaller step towards goal is in the positive direction. And remember that an inaction is an action in the opposite direction. So think about that. And the fourth step to build a new habit is to make it satisfying. And you can do a lot of different variations for this too, but one of the best way to do is to reward yourself. If you choose to go to gym, let's just say 3 times a week, so after 12 times in a specific typical 4 week month, you can reward yourself with something which motivates you to keep on repeating this good habit. So the best way to reward yourself is something which helps you within your habit. Like if I'm plan to go to gym for uh, 12 times a month, then at the end of the month I can reward myself with a massage, or with sensory deprivation session, or some other activity which I enjoy. So that will also help me recover my body from all the stress, and help me to achieve the goal, or help me towards the goal. You can obviously reward yourself in a different way too. You can choose to go to gym 12 times a month, and then at the end of the month you can reward yourself with a gallon of ice cream. I mean, obviously it's not going to help you, because all the work you have put into the workout will be nullified just by consuming a gallon of ice cream. So choose your rewards wisely too. If you strategize it really well, then you can create reward system which helps you to meet your goal faster. And one of the most important thing to do is to celebrate your wins, because life happens all the time. And instead of stressing over the things you missed out, or which is not working in your favor, look at the things which are working in your favor and celebrate it. You don't have to celebrate by buying stuff. You can just celebrate it by acknowledging it, by being grateful uh, about whatever you currently have. And this will also create this mindset where you are celebrating not just your wins, but also someone else's wins. So instead of if some of your, I don't know, like your friends or your team, if someone from your team screwed up, but instead of being critical, you can celebrate the wins. You can look at the things from the positive direction. And that's what I tend to do plenty of times when I miss out on one or the other goal on a specific day. But if I uh, achieve rest of the goals, that's a win uh, day. That's a better day. That's a good day. So for an example, yesterday I didn't meditate for an hour, but I did went to a meeting which was based for climate reality, climate change. Uh, I went to stand up comedy, and or I went to open mic and performed there. And by the time I came back home, I was tired, but I still wrote my journal and whatnot. So basically, even though I missed out on one of the things which I planned to do, I still had a good day because I did the other things. So celebrating the things which I already achieved is more advantageous than stressing over what I haven't. So, like the saying goes, uh, there is no advantage in crying over spilled milk. So, celebrate your wins. With that note, I realized that it's almost time to meditate. So I'm gonna meditate not for an hour, less than that because I have to go somewhere. But I'm gonna meditate for next 45-ish minutes, and I'm gonna meditate using Vipassana technique, which is to focus on breath and body sensations. Uh, By the way, I also linked the website for the Atomic Habits book, or on atomichabits.com you can find a lot of different material and different examples to kind of help you to to kind of stay focused within your habits and be consistent with your habits and hopefully create new habits which are helping you in your life. All right, so let's get started with the meditation. So I am going to set an alarm for what looks like 45 minutes. Cool. Actually, before I do that, I gotta take care of something else. I'll be back in a quick second. Hey, thanks for sticking with me, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me in 12,019 and now in 12,020, and I hope in coming years and decades. So, start somewhere, build a new habit, be consistent, take action, um, reach out to peer group and accountability partners, and change your world.